subscribe, bitch.
Bitch, I am loud, live, and in motherfucking colors.
Dang.
Like hell no, 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 no. Yada, yada, yada. Like hell no, 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 no. What we gonna be talking about, girl? Like hell no, 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 no. I ain't a random motherfucker, okay? So
Parental discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your sister from another Mr. Thick Chick Vlogs, and yes, girl, we are here for another bitch what did you say video, y'all. Now, y'all know I always have to tell y'all what your girl is drinking on, girl. I'm drinking on some peach. What the heck is this crap called? Peach something, girl. I don't know, but it is the bomb diggity. Let me just say that right here, right now. Also, I want to give a shout out to those of you that live in the Pennsylvania, Virginia, New York, New Jersey, Washington area, because y'all have been keeping your girl busy. It must be hot as hell up there, because I have not gotten a break away from my emails. Girl, I have been, it is redonkulous, girl, redonkulous. The other day when I did that video, when I did the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta review, I wasn't planning on working because I told you I was drinking me old kinky pink. Girl, let me explain a little bit something to you. When I was just logged into my account and I saw that I had like 35 pages of emails. Now, you know that's trife. So I said, you know what, I gotta work. I was gonna take that day off, but I had to work that day because I wasn't trying to have to work damn near 18 hours the next day to catch up on all those emails. So yeah, anyway, for those of you that enjoy my videos, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe because we have a whole lot of fun around up and through these ports, girl. Yes, we have a whole lot of stuff that we're going to talk about today. First and foremost, I want to talk about this gorilla, Harambe. I think he's an African gorilla. I think his name is pronounced Harambe. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that. So, Cincinnati Zoo recently had to kill a gorilla because a 4-year-old boy ended up falling into the exhibit because, you know, apparently the exhibit was open, or the way that the exhibit was set up, it was made to look, you know, kind of be reminiscent of a real jungle. So they had like the little barricades with the wood, and it was kind of open. So the only thing that was separating you from the gorillas was this, I think it was a 15-foot drop down into the exhibit. So there was this lady there with her. I don't know if she had more than one child with her. I'm not 1,000% sure. But she was there with her child or children. And this little boy ended up getting into the exhibit. Now, witnesses did say that they overheard the little boy saying multiple times, telling his mother that he wanted to go into the exhibit with the gorillas. Now, I guess the mother took her eyes off of this little boy for all of 10-15 seconds. I'm not 1,000% sure because, again, I was not there. And the little boy ended up falling over into the exhibit. Now, they did say it was harder than people are saying it was to get in the exhibit. I think they said he had to go over a rail, over a moat, up some wires or something. So it sounded like it was, you know, kind of difficult to get into this situation. So I guess I'm thinking to myself, how long did she have her eyes off of him before he got into this exhibit? Now, I also want to say that I cannot believe that there are a lot of people that are so upset over the gorilla dying rather than them saving a child. And let me explain what I'm saying. You got people out there that are seriously saying that there are only 796 of these gorillas left in the world, but there are over 1 billion 4-year-olds. Basically insinuating that these people should have allowed the gorilla to go ahead and kill the little boy if that's what he was going to do, instead of killing the gorilla. Please, don't get me wrong. I hate that they had to kill a gorilla, because a gorilla is that is a living, breathing thing as well. So, you know, I'm not trying to devalue the gorilla's life. However, when you get to the point where you're valuing an animal over a human life, something is seriously wrong with that picture. Now, what's even more disturbing is the fact that, of course, you got a lot of people that are going in on the mother, saying that she is, you know, the gorilla was taking more care of her child than she was. She wasn't watching him, and they feel like she should pay for, you know, the zoo having to kill the gorillas to save her child. They're thinking that they should face criminal charges. Now, you have people that have looked into these people's life. They're even investigating the father. Now, from my understanding, the father was not even there. Again, I was not there, so I cannot give you 1,000% accuracy on that. But from my understanding, they said that the father was not there. So why they're even investigating this child's father, I have no earthly idea. But what I need people to do, for those perfect parents out there who want to pretend like they have never, their child has never gotten into something without their knowledge. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes. Is she at fault? Because yes, she should have been watching her child. Do not get me wrong. Yes, there is no shape, form, nor fashion with my child have fell over into no damn gorilla. Number one, maybe I'm an overprotective person, so I would have been, literally, girl, you wouldn't even got that damn close to it to be able to fall up in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially if it's open the way that they said it was open and it was so easy for a child to fall over in there. There's no way that my 4-year-old would have been that close to this exhibit to even be able to fall over in there. So am I faulting her for not keeping an eye on her child? Absolutely. But what I'm referring to is the fact that people are basically saying that the gorilla should have lived and that they should have basically just let the gorilla do what the gorilla wanted to do with the child. Now, I watched the video and I can clearly tell that, you can see that the gorilla was, well, it was kind of comforting the child from what I could see on the video. Of course, I was not there, so I can only speculate from what I saw on the video, but it did look like the gorilla was comforting the child. It looked like he was, standing the child up. Yes, he was handling the little boy with, aggression, because he's a 400-pound gorilla. He's not a human, he's not a human being. So of course he's going to handle the little boy with a little bit of aggression because he's a gorilla. I mean, it's just what it is. But in the manner of which he was holding the little boy and lifting him up, and you can even tell if you go back and watch the video, you could tell he was even like, when the little boy started crying, he looked like he turned to the little boy, I guess, to make sure that he was okay. Now, when he started to drag the little boy through the water, I think all of that came from the crowd, them being, panicking and, screaming and yelling. That low-key agitated the gorilla and made the gorilla grab the little boy and drag him through the water. And I don't, honestly, again, I'm speculating here, but I don't think that the gorilla was doing it in a manner to try to hurt the little boy. I think he was trying to get the little boy out of harm's way. Now, back in 1990 something, there was a little boy, and I think it was the Illinois Zoo, who fell into a gorilla exhibit. Now, in this particular gorilla exhibit, when he fell into there, he was knocked unconscious. His hand was broken, and there was a gorilla in there, and the gorilla literally picked the little boy up and walked him to the entrance of the entrance where the gorillas go in and out, or where the zookeepers come in and out. The gorilla literally picked the little boy up and walked him to the entrance so that the zookeepers could retrieve him. Now, the difference between those two is the fact that gorilla was a female gorilla, and female gorillas do have motherly instincts. So when you have a male gorilla, which Harambe was, they're a little bit more aggressive. And of course, like I said, the way he was dragging him was in a mannerism of which, a male gorilla would handle a person that, whether it be one of their children or whatever. It's just what they do, especially when they're agitated. Now, I also want to speak on the fact that people were saying instead of shooting the gorilla, they could have tranquilized the gorilla. Now, anybody who knows anything about tranquilizers, you know that those things take minutes to take effect. So if they would have shot this gorilla with the tranquilizer, he was already agitated from the noise that the people were making. He was dragging the boy aggressively. Just imagine if they would have shot him with a tranquilizer, that would have really pissed him off to the point where he would have probably shown up hurt or killed this little boy worse than he was. Now, they said the little boy had a concussion. He had a few bruises, but he's fine. He's going to, be perfectly fine. But if they would have shot this gorilla with a tranquilizer, that would have probably took, they said, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to take effect. That little boy, there's no telling what would have happened to the little boy, and they did not want to take that chance. Now, the zookeepers, as well as other pet experts, they say that they made the right decision, and I think they made the right decision as well. Is it sad that a gorilla had to lose, his life because, the little boy's mother was not watching him? Absolutely. But we need to stop valuing an animal's life over a human being's life. I just cannot fathom that. And I need all of these perfect people to stop acting like they have never made a mistake when it came to their children. I'm pretty sure, hell, matter of fact, somebody I know said they lost their child at some type of an event. They said literally the little boy, the little boy was literally standing right next to them. I mean, arm's length of them. The lady said she was just having a conversation with this lady. She looked over, the little boy was, it can happen. Is it unfortunate? Yes, but I don't think that we should sit there and try to take people's children away from them for one mistake, okay? For one mistake. And the fact that they're going, that piece, taking these people's lives apart piece by piece. What if something happened to you? Or just think back, everybody that's watching this video, think back to a time where something happened to your child, whether your child was outside and he or she fell and they skinned up their knee, or if they made a mistake and stuck something into a light switch and they made a mistake and electrocuted themselves, or if they hit their head up against the wall and you had to take them somewhere, and people sit there and try to take your child away from you for saying that you aren't paying attention to your child, and they say you are an unfit mother. That would make you feel some type of way. Again, I am not making light of the fact that this lady should have been watching her child, because if, like I said, if ThickChickVlogs' child was at a zoo, I would be watching them like a hawk. I mean, there's no way my child would have gotten that close to the exhibit to be able to fall in there. But I do understand that accidents do happen. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read something to you that an eyewitness wrote. Now, this is a person who was actually there. Her name is Deidre Likens, okay? She was there, and this is what she said. She said, "My family and I decided to go to the zoo yesterday after visiting my niece at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. For those of you that have already heard, there was a terrible accident there yesterday. And since every news media has covered this story, I don't feel bad telling our side. This was an accident, a terrible accident, but just that. My husband's voice is the voice talking to the child in one of the videos. I was taking a pic of a female gorilla when my eldest son yells, 'What is he doing?' I looked down, and to my surprise, there was a small child that had apparently literally flopped over the railing, where there was then about 3 feet of ground that the child quickly crawled through. I assumed the woman next to me was the mother, getting ready to grab him until she says, 'Whose kid is this?' None of us actually thought he'd go over the nearly 15-foot drop, but he was crawling so fast through the bushes before myself or my husband could grab him. He went over. The crowd got a little frantic, and the mother was calling for her son. Actually, just prior to him going over, but she couldn't see him crawling through the bushes. She said he was right there. She said he was right here. I took a pic, and his hand was in my back pocket and then gone. As she could find him nowhere, she looks to my husband, already talking to the child, and asks, 'Sir, is he wearing green shorts?' My husband reluctantly had to tell her yes, when she then nearly had a breakdown. They are both wanting to go over into the 15-foot drop. So the woman did want to go over there. A lot of people are putting these things up saying I would have jumped over in there with my child. I probably would have did the exact same thing, but apparently she wanted to go over in there. But there was zookeepers and like security around preventing these people from going over into this drop. I would have jumped over in that motherfucker with my damn child. But apparently there was security around when the people were screaming, telling them don't go in there. The zookeepers were going to go to the entrance and try to, some type of, what is it called? They have some type of call that they do whenever they have feeding time. They were going to attempt to do that to lure the gorillas out so that they could retrieve the child. Now they said that 2 of the female gorillas complied when they did the call or the drill or whatever, but Harambe didn't. I guess because he had this little boy with him and she was trying to protect them. The 2 female gorillas complied, but Harambe didn't, which is one of the reasons why they had to kill him. Let me continue. They were both wanting to go into the 15-foot drop when I forbade my husband to do so, and security stopped them. And I attempted to calm the mother by calling 911 and assure her help was on the way. Neither my husband or the mother would have made that jump without breaking something. I wasn't leaving with my boys because I didn't trust my husband not to jump in, and the gorilla just seem to be protective of the child. It wasn't until the gorilla became agitated because of the noisy, dramatic, helpless crowd that the gorilla violently ran with the child. And it was very violent. Although I think the gorilla was still trying to protect, we're talking about a 400-pound gorilla throwing a 40-pound toddler around. It was horrific. The zoo responded very quickly, clearing the area and attempting to save both the child and the gorilla. The right choice was made. Thank God the child survived with non-life-threatening injuries. This was an open exhibit, which means the only thing separating you from the gorillas is a 15-foot drop and a moat and some bushes. This mother was not negligent, and the zoo did an awesome job handling the situation, especially since that has never happened before. Thankful for the zoo and their attempts, and my thoughts and prayers goes out to this boy and his mother. It takes 0.2 seconds for a child to run off in a crowd and start acting stupid. He's a child. Kids are kids. The fact that this enclosure was so easily accessible is alarming. Thank you, lady. Like I said, that is exactly what I'm saying. The fact that I want people to understand, because I don't want anybody to come on here saying, well, Thick Chick, you basically seem like you're, okay with her not watching her child. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, yes, she should have been watching her child a little bit more closely. And the fact that she said she literally turned her head for a couple of seconds and the child ran off, I believe her. You can't tell me that you have never been in a store with your child unless you're literally holding on to the back of their neck or holding on to the hand or something, which, like I said, she probably should have been doing, holding their hand. This little 4-year-old boy. But like I said, it literally happened in seconds, and this came from a witness. The fact that this boy, in all of 2 seconds, was literally over this little railing thing, and they said it literally happened in the blink of an eye. He was underneath this thing. And then next thing you know, he fell over. Like I said, the mother and the woman's husband wanted to go over after the boy, but the security forbade them to do that. So, like I said, my only thing is this. I just want people to stop making it seem like they've never made a mistake with their children. Was this a horrible accident? Is it horrible that the gorilla has to die? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I think it was the absolute best thing for them to do to save this child's life, because this is a child. I understand that the gorilla is extinct, but it's a gorilla over a human life. And again, I'm not devaluing the gorilla's life. However, since when would you value an animal over a human being? It's really sad. And I know some people are gonna say, well, you got some animals that treat you better than a human. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. We're talking about a 4-year-old child. This is a baby. A baby, people. Think about your baby. If it was your baby that made a mistake and fell over this damn rail, you would want them to go in and kill this motherfucker to get your baby too. That's all I'm saying. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about this situation down in the comment section, and let's move on to the next topic. The next thing that I want to talk about is the shooting that happened at UCLA yesterday. I was watching TV, then all of a sudden there was breaking news on CNN. So I turned it to it, and there was a report of an active shooter. Now, of course, anytime you have a shooting that happens on campus, especially if you don't have any details on it, you're going to classify it as being an active shooter, and you're going to tell people to be on high alert and to basically bunker down, make sure you barricade yourself into, whatever closed space that you're in, and just don't, no activity moving around on campus. Now, this was a horrible time because there were a lot of people that were on campus taking finals, and there was a lot of setups happening with graduation pending. I think they graduate next week. It was a lot that was going on, and especially the time of the day that it happened was where there was a lot of traffic going on campus. Unfortunately, it turns out that it was it was 2 people that were killed. It was a murder-suicide. There was a professor that was slain by a student, and the student killed the professor basically because of, I guess, failing grades or something like that. That is what they're classifying it as on CNN. It says a murder-suicide at UCLA on Wednesday prompted a campus-wide lockdown and forcing hundreds of terrified students to hide in buildings. And the guy, unfortunately, the man that was killed, his name is William S. Klung, and he was a professor in the aerospace and mechanics division. And it was really, really, it was very sad because you had a lot of students that were crying, and of course they were getting misinformation because they were bunkered down in these buildings and they didn't really know what was going on. And people were saying that there were multiple shooters on the campus, and they were literally in there scared, crying, thinking that they were all about to die. And it's really, really sad and unfortunate that you have somebody out there that will literally take someone's life over something like grades. I understand that you wanted to graduate and you wanted to, be successful in life. But what happened to retaking the course? What happened to retaking a course? Why would you kill someone over some grades? That just baffles the hell out of me. This dude took this man's life because of a failing grade. Back in when I was in college, what you did when you failed a class was you took it over. Period, point blank, exclamation point. Then again, I'm not even gonna try to justify this. All I can say is it's very sad for the professor that lost his life and the family of this professor, as well as the family of the man that did it. I don't feel any empathy for him because it was very stupid. Not only to take your own life, but to take someone else's life. Okay, if you're gonna do something as stupid as that, take your own damn life. And I'm not advocating for people committing suicide at all. If you have any type of depressed thoughts going through your mind, because those of you who are new to my channel, you may not know that I suffer from depression myself, and I go through bouts of, moments of uncertainty, times to where I just want to lay in the bed and don't want to do anything. I speak about it all the time on this channel. However, if you're going through that, there is no way that I would want to go out and take someone else's life because I'm feeling a certain type of way about mine or something that's going on in mine. I understand it was a failing grade, but you could have simply just retook the course. It's very sad, very pathetic that this man had to lose his life over something as stupid as that. So prayers to all of the people that was affected by this, because even the people that were there, they said it happened in an enclosed office. So I don't know if he was in there meeting with the professor. They were discussing the grades, and he decided to pull out the gun and kill the man. But this all happened in an enclosed office. Now, they said there was like 20 people that were in this aerospace building at the time that all of this stuff happened. So it's just real sad. That's all I can say on that situation. That stuff is making me depressed. In other news, Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna are getting their own reality television show that will be airing on E! It's going to be entitled Rob and Chyna, and it's basically going to be following them around on their whirlwind love romance situation that has sparked, outrage with people on social media. I mean, people are going crazy with this. Even the producers that propositioned them with the idea said that this is one of the most talked about couples right now, and as far as celebrities are concerned. So they're really excited to have this show air on E! And it's going to be up, I think, later on this year sometime. And there will later be a special after Blac Chyna gives birth to her child that's going to be basically letting us in on the whole situation that, how they cope with having their very first child together. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And I definitely will be tuned in for that. I know a lot of people feel like Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian's relationship is fake. And I'm not going to lie to you. I do think that Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian's relationship probably started off on some petty shit. But that's not to say that right now that they don't honestly and truly care for each other. Because, you can see that Rob Kardashian, he was going through a whole lot with his whole weight gain thing. And now that he's dating Blac Chyna, the man does seem to be very, very happy. So whether or not it all started off to be a very, very petty thing, who knows? All I know is right now these people are together. They're having a child together. And who are we to say that they're not happy and they're not, going to live happily ever after? So like I said, girl, do your thug thizzle. Congratulations to Rob and Chyna on your engagement, and congratulations on being pregnant with your very first child together. So shout out to y'all for that. And I definitely will be tuned into Rob and Chyna. Yes, I will, because I don't know. I just think they keep together, even though like I said, I think the shit started off on some petty shit. Who am I to say that they really don't honestly and truly like each other? But like I said, it probably started off that way. And I'm gonna be honest. At first, I was one of those people who thought that the shit started off on some petty shit, and I really didn't think that they really. Well, I was gonna say I didn't think that Blac Chyna really gave a fuck about Rob Kardashian, but then again, hell, who knows? Kris Jenner might have been in on that shit, and she probably told Rob to proposition Blac Chyna. You never know. Like I said, that motherfucking Kris Jenner always know how to make lemonade out of lemons, boo. Yes, she does. Okay, let's move the fuck on. Stacey Dash, one of y'all favorite Fox News contributors, or whatever the fuck y'all like to call her, whatever the fuck she does on Fox News, sitting there like a goddamn donkey, okay? Yeah, she decided that she wanted to make the statement that transgender people, they need to use the damn bathroom in the bushes. If they want to use the bathroom, if they want to have some type of rights, they need to use the bathroom in the bushes, okay? That is what Stacey Dash said. Let me read out what she said. She says, tyranny by the minority. Why do I have to suffer because you can't decide what you want to be that day? Dash complained in an interview with Entertainment Tonight on Wednesday, June the 1st. It's your body. It's your decision, right? We all make choices, she said, insinuating that being transgender is a choice people make. Okay, then go in the bushes. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not going to put my child's life at risk because you want to change the law so that you can be comfortable with your beliefs, which means I have to change my beliefs and my rights. No. What we're doing is we're chipping away at what it is to be a woman and to be feminine, she said. And what it is to be a man and be masculine. We're chipping away at that. I wish we could go back to Mad Men days. I love those days. Men were men and I love them. Like I said, y'all, girl, shut up. It ain't even that goddamn deep. I mean, your daughter is 13 years old now. Let me tell you a little bit something about these bathrooms, and I'm not going to go into a whole spiel about that. Now, for people that are saying that they feel some type of way about their children going in the bathroom by themselves, there is no reason why you should send a little child into the bathroom by themselves any damn way, first and foremost, okay? Secondly, you mean to tell me that you think a transgender woman or a transgender male would go into the restroom and they would molest your child in this bathroom? I can't even... That is some absurd shit in my own personal opinion. It seems to me like people are comparing transgender people to pedophiles. Those are two different types of people. Now, would you send your child in the bathroom by themselves with a pedophile? Hell to the no. But a transgender person or a gay person, that is no comparison to a pedophile. Those are two different damn things. And I think people are confusing the two. But like I said, I guess people can have their own opinions on the situation, and I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion on that. But for me personally, I don't really give a damn. I'm not even going to go into the whole spiel, like I said. All I can say is ThickChickVlogs don't give a fuck, okay? I don't care. I'm all, whatever. It doesn't bother me. I understand that it bothers other people. I'm not trying to change other people's opinion, but I think it's absolutely absurd that people think that a transgender person going in the bathroom with their child is going to molest them. Basically, you're comparing a transgender person to a pedophile. That's all I'm going to say on that. In other news, Tamar Braxton is still throwing shade at her co-host after she claimed that she was going to go on a social media break for to cleanse herself of all of these negative things that are going on social media, or for whatever reason that she said she was going to get off social media. Why is she stalking whoever this person is, Instagram or Facebook account or a Twitter account, whatever the hell it is? Apparently this woman posted a photograph saying sometimes you have to distance yourself from the people who you think that care about you, or whatever the hell the shit was. And it was a picture of Tamar Braxton and her co-host, but her co-hosts were all hugged up together, and they had a picture of Tamar who was way farther back in the distance. And Tamar basically commented underneath that photo and said pretty much with some fingernails, like she was painting her fingernails, basically insinuating that, yeah, sometimes you have to distance yourself from fake ass friends or whatever, basically insinuating that her co-hosts are some fake people who basically had something to do with her being fired. So apparently still Tamar Braxton still believes that her co-hosts are the reason why she left the show. So maybe she thinks that they're the people who put these thoughts into the executive's head or the producer's head to get her act off of the show. Now, Tamar, again, like I said, I was all for you when them people sitting there, you know, on this whatever the hell they call it, this damn whatever the hell they call it, the focus group or whatever, when they was basically saying you was ghetto and educated women don't want to watch you. I was here for you on that. But the fact that you're still throwing shade at your co-host, that says a lot about the whole situation, especially being that, you know, the producers of the show said that you were basically cussing their ass out, and that's one of the main reasons why they fired your ass. You was acting out in front of advertisers and things like that. That was one of the main reasons why you fired them. But now that you're throwing shade, continue with shade at your co-host, that says a lot about you. It really honestly and truly does. So Tamar, just simmer down, boo. Just go on with your solo music career. Do your Braxton family values thing. Just do your thing, girl. Just go and make another album, do something like that. But just go on. Maybe you can get another job or something, girl. But just move the fuck on and stop blaming other people for putting yourself into that situation, for lashing out and acting a damn donkey on stage when, you know, you got the damn people who writing your goddamn check, sitting right over there advertising some shit, and you acting a damn fool on the show because you couldn't get your damn way. That is all that I have for you guys today. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up. Also, if you are new here, be sure to subscribe and share this video on all your social media accounts, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.